Hi, everybody. It's Wednesday, May 27th, 2020. I hope you're all having a good day so far. Today, after I read from Ready Freddy, I'm going to teach a lesson about writing. So let's go back to our book. Chapter 7 is called King of the World. Thanks, Susie, I said as she dropped my backpack at my classroom door and took off across the yard. You're not welcome, she called over her shoulder. As soon as I walked into class, all the kids ran up to me and started asking me tons of questions. Jessie was the first. Oh my gosh, Freddie, what happened? Is it broken? Chloe asked. Duh, said Max. Of course it's broken. Why do you think he has on a cast? Well, you don't have to be so mean, Chloe said, sticking out her tongue. I was just asking. Max turned back to me. So, what happened? Did you fall off your bike with training wheels? He snickered. No, for your information, I fell out of a tree, a very high tree. Oh, yeah? How high? Max asked. Oh, I bet I was at least 20 feet off the ground. I glanced over in Robbie's direction and gave him a please just back me up kind of look. Here's the picture. Oh, yeah, at least 20 feet, Robbie chimed in. Yep, I was doing some fancy tricks on a branch, and the branch broke. Yeah, he was hanging upside down by his knees, said Robbie. No way, Max said in disbelief. I didn't think you even knew how to climb a tree. Oh, yeah, I do it all the time, I said, trying to sound tough. Jessie gently touched my cast. Does it hurt a lot, Freddie? It did at first, but not much anymore. Caramba, you're so brave. Well, Freddie, said Mrs. Wushy, that must have been scary. I'm glad you're okay. I see you broke your right hand, so you'll have to be a lefty for a few weeks. You just let me know if you need any extra help with your work. It might be tough to cut with your left hand. Thanks, I said, smiling. Can we sign your cast? Jessie asked. Sure. That's a great idea, Jessie, said Mrs. Wushy. This is a picture. I bet that would make Freddie feel a lot better. I'll go get some permanent markers. Mrs. Wushy went to get the markers, and I sat down at a table to rest my arm. Robbie came to sit next to me. Thanks for playing along back there, I whispered. What are friends for? He whispered back and smiled. You know, you're the best friend a guy could have. So you're not mad at me for all that happened? Robbie asked. No, it's not your fault. I was the one who climbed the tree. Just then, Mrs. Wushy came back. Okay, everyone, let's line up. You can take turns signing Freddie's cast. Max, of course, pushed and shoved his way to the front of the line and then wrote his name in really huge. Too bad the markers were permanent. The rest of you need to write a little smaller, said Mrs. Wushy, so that everyone's name will fit. Chloe bragged, I know how to write my name in cursive. And then she wrote her name all swirly and fancy. And here's the picture. I guess I wasn't supposed to be impressed. Or I guess I was supposed to be impressed, but I wasn't. Jessie signed her name and then drew a little red heart next to it. My stomach did a flip-flop. When it was Robbie's turn, he wrote, Best friends forever, Robbie. After all the kids were finished, Mrs. Wushy drew a very happy face and wrote, Feel better soon. Love, Mrs. Wushy. I looked at my cast and smiled. Thanks, everybody. This looks really, really cool. It was so great being the center of attention. I felt like I was the king of the world. Then Mrs. Wushy brought me back down to earth. This is the picture. As everyone went to sit on the rug, she said, Now remember, boys and girls, your nocturnal animal reports are due tomorrow. I hope everyone worked hard on them over the weekend. Oh no, the report. I had forgotten all about it. I still hadn't picked an animal. But why was I worrying? Mrs. Wushy wouldn't make me do it with a broken arm. I raised my hand. Yes, Freddie. Mrs. Wushy, you don't expect me to do the report with a broken arm, do you? You're lucky, Freddie, because this is not a written report. It's an oral report, so you can still do it. It doesn't involve any writing. All you have to do is talk, so I know you'll do just fine. The king of the world just became king of the mud. And that's the end of chapter 7. Tomorrow I'll read chapter 8. So then coming up today, I'm going to teach a lesson about writing. Okay, I'm going to talk today about writing and some of the steps that you would take if you're going to plan and then write a story. Okay, so the first step you would take is what we would call pre-writing. So this is where you start organizing your ideas of what you're going to write about. Then the next step would be drafting. That's where you use some of the ideas that you came up with to write a rough draft, which means it's kind of, sometimes we call it a sloppy copy. It's not your final writing. Then we have a step called revising. This is where you make some changes to make your writing even better. Then we do something called editing, and that's where you read over what you wrote so far and you correct any of the mistakes that you made. Then the last step is called publishing. That's where you write and you finish your final copy. Okay, so this is how you might start your writing. You might start with what we call a word bank. This is where you write some of the words that you're going to include in your story. So my word bank is an example, is a writing sample, and the words in the word bank are puppy, walk, dog, pet, leash, and bark. Okay, so this is the pre-writing part of your writing, where you might come up with words that you're going to write about. These are some of your ideas. Okay, then you might put those words into a circle map. So if I'm going to write a story about a dog, then these are some of the words that I came up with that might be included in my writing. So we have puppy, leash, walk, pet, bark, and cute. So those would go around the main idea of our writing, which is dog. Okay, then we're on to the next part of our writing. This part's called drafting. This is where you write like a rough draft. Remember, I called it like a sloppy copy? So this is what it might look like. This is a puppy. It wears a leash. Sometimes the dog barks. This dog is a pet. Now, if you look at it carefully, you'll notice there are some things that need to be fixed in my writing. But this is just my rough draft. This is just my beginning writing. It's not my final copy. Okay, then we're on the part called revising. So this is where we're doing some revising, some fixing of our writing. So before I put in some more words, this is what it said. This is a puppy. It wears a leash. Sometimes the dog barks. This dog is a pet. And then as I was looking at it, I thought of some ideas to add into my writing. So this shows where I could add in some words to make my writing even better. So this is a cute puppy. It wears a leash when it goes for walks. Sometimes the dog barks. This dog is a great pet. Okay, let's go on to the next step. This is the editing step. So this is where we fix some of the things that need to be fixed to make our writing even better. So this is a cute puppy. We need an uppercase T on this because this is the first word in our story. And then is and need a finger space between them. So this is a cute puppy. It which needs an uppercase I on the word it, wears a leash when it goes for walks. Sometimes, now sometimes needs an uppercase S at the beginning because it's the first word in a sentence. Sometimes the dog barks. Then you should have a period at the end. Then a finger space. This dog is a great pet. Now, I would probably put an exclamation mark at the end because remember when we use those, it's when we're using more feeling in our writing. So instead of writing it with a period at the end, which would sound like this dog is a great pet, I'd put an exclamation mark there. Then you would read it like this dog is a great pet. Okay, then let's go on to the last step. Now we're ready to finish our final copy of our writing. Everything should be fixed, and this is what it would look like. This is a cute puppy. It wears a leash when it goes for walks. Sometimes the dog barks. This dog is a great pet. And our writing is finished. So I hope you practice writing using these steps, maybe when you do some writing over the summer before you go into second grade. Okay, have a great day.